In the last 10 days, 3 open-weight AI models dropped that go head-to-head with GPT 5.6 and Claude Opus 4.8, and every single one of them is completely free to download and run. That's not normal. 6 months ago, open-weight quietly meant okay, but noticeably behind the real frontier. Not anymore. Today we're ranking the 3 open models actually worth your attention right now: Inkling, GLM 5.2, and Kimi K3. We'll go from number 3 to number 1, and by the end, you'll know exactly which one fits what you're trying to do, whether that's running something on your own hardware, building a coding agent, or just wanting frontier-level intelligence without a frontier-level bill. This is the fastest the open source world has ever closed the gap with the closed labs. Let's start with the one everyone's talking about, even though its own creators openly admit it isn't the strongest model on the list.
Number 3. Inkling from Thinking Machines Lab, the company founded by former OpenAI CTO Mira Murati. Released July 15, 2026, Inkling is a 975 billion parameter mixture of experts model that only activates 41 billion of those parameters for any single response, which is exactly what keeps it fast enough to actually use day to day. Under the hood, it routes each token through 6 of 256 specialist experts, plus 2 experts that are always active. It reads text, images, and audio natively, was trained on 45 trillion tokens of multimodal data, and handles up to a full million tokens of context. It's also the largest open-weight model ever built in the United States, released under the fully permissive Apache 2.0 license, with complete weights published on Hugging Face for anyone to download. That's a genuinely serious debut for a company's very first public model.
But here's what makes Inkling different from the other 2 on this list. Thinking Machines flat out says in their own announcement that it isn't the strongest model available today, open or closed. So why does it still earn a spot here? Because it's positioned as the best open base to build something else on top of. It's fully fine-tunable through their own Tinker platform. It's the clearest American alternative to the wave of Chinese open models dominating this space. And it's genuinely multimodal right out of the box, handling audio and images natively instead of bolting on separate tools. If you want to customize an AI for your own product, rather than just use one off the shelf, Inkling is currently your strongest open starting point from a Western lab. Just don't expect it to sit at the top of a leaderboard. That was never the job it was built for.
Number 2. GLM 5.2 from China's Jipu AI, now operating internationally under the name Z.AI. Released back in June, this 753 billion parameter mixture of experts model activates only about 40 billion parameters per token, runs a genuine 1 million token context window, a full 5 times bigger than its predecessor, and ships entirely under the permissive MIT license. On the Independent Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, it currently ranks as the single highest scoring open-weight model in the entire world. On coding specifically, it beats OpenAI's GPT 4.5 on the SWE Bench Pro benchmark, a serious test of real software engineering work, and it holds its own on long agentic coding tasks that run for dozens of steps, and the price is almost absurd for what you get. A flat coding subscription around $18 a month, or metered API access at a small fraction of what most Western labs charge for anything close to this level of performance.
GLM 5.2 matters because it proves open-weight models don't have to trade capability for price anymore. Right now, you can genuinely get both at the same time. If you're building coding agents, running analysis across massive documents, or you simply want a self-hostable model with 0 usage restrictions and a full million token memory, GLM 5.2 is arguably the most complete package on the market today, open or closed. The one real catch worth knowing is that it's fairly verbose under the hood. It burns through a lot of output tokens to hit those benchmark scores, which quietly adds up if you're paying per token through the API rather than the flat subscription, so budget for that ahead of time.
Number 1. Kimi K3 from Moonshot AI in Beijing. Released July 16th, this is a staggering 2.8 trillion parameter model. Moonshot calls it the world's first open 3 trillion class model ever built by anyone, anywhere. It activates just 16 of its 896 experts per token using a new architecture called Kimi Delta Attention, runs that same 1 million token context window as the other 2, and adds native vision capability directly on top. On the Independent Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, Kimi K3 currently ranks 4th of every single model tested anywhere, open or closed, ahead of Claude Opus 4.8 and trailing only Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol at the very top of the entire industry.
That's the actual headline here. An open-weight model sitting inside the top 5 AI systems on the entire planet, at roughly half the price of the closed models it's directly beating on the charts. Full weights are scheduled to publish by July 27th under a modified MIT license, meaning within days this becomes fully downloadable and self-hostable by anyone with the hardware to run it. This is why people are already calling it a DeepSeek moment, the point where an open lab doesn't just compete with the closed frontier, it sits inside it on independent scores nobody can dismiss as marketing. If you want the closest thing to a genuine frontier-grade model that you'll eventually be able to run entirely yourself, this is the one to watch most closely.
So how do these three actually stack up side by side? Inkling is the smallest of the three at 975 billion parameters, but arguably the easiest to customize for your own use case. GLM 5.2 sits in the middle at 753 billion parameters and wins outright on price to performance for coding work specifically. Kimi K3 dwarfs both at 2.8 trillion parameters and simply outperforms them both on raw intelligence benchmarks across the board. It just costs more to run at real scale, closer to premium closed model pricing than the other two. There's no single winner for every use case here. There's a winner for your specific use case, and that's exactly why this list has 3 entries instead of 1.
Zoom out even further, and the pattern becomes obvious. 3 separate open-weight releases in about 10 days from 3 different companies and countries, each closing the gap with the closed frontier a little further than the last one did. That is not a coincidence. It's a race, and it's accelerating. Every single time an open lab ships something this close to GPT 5.6 or Opus 4.8, it puts direct pressure on the closed labs to justify what they're charging for access to their own models. For anyone building on AI right now, that pressure is genuinely good news. More real options, lower prices across the board, and faster progress for everyone watching this space unfold in real time.
So that's the ranking. Inkling for customization, GLM 5.2 for coding value, and Kimi K3 for raw frontier level power at half the price of the models it's beating. Which one are you actually going to try first? Drop it in the comments below. And if this just saved you an hour of research, send it straight to the one friend who's still paying full price for a closed AI model they honestly don't need. Hit subscribe too. This open source race is moving faster than ever, and I'll keep ranking every model that actually matters the moment it actually matters.